Okay, we're reading pages 10 through 15 of Fahrenheit 451 today for our assignment. We're getting into a really exciting part of the story because, as I told you before, Ray Bradbury, the author of the book, wrote this book back in the 1950s. When you're reading the book, you tend to forget that because there are so many examples of technology that we see in this book. A lot of things that we have today in our time in 2020, and some things, frankly, we don't even have yet in our time period. So to think that Ray Bradbury wrote this book in the 1950s, and now more than halfway between that point and the point that he set the book, which was 100 years into the future, there are so many examples of technology that there's no way they could have had in the 1950s in this book. So here's what I want you to do as you are reading pages 10 through 15 today, and this is also going to continue for the next two reading assignments. I want you to start a list of all the different examples of technology that you see in the book. It could be any type of machine. It could be any type of scanner. It could be anything from large screen televisions, hint, hint, just any kind of technology at all that you see in this book. And we're going to discuss how that applies to the 1950s, which it really doesn't because they didn't have it, and how that applies to our time today and how it applies to the future. So make your list. Make the list of what technology you see in pages 10 through 15. Submit that today. The next couple of days that we read, we're going to add to that list, and we're going to keep submitting our revised technology list to the Google Classroom assignment. So in class, we're going to be discussing how this technology is seen in the novel and what kinds of technology we have today that we can relate this with.